Hey guys, it's boy Demigod Q, and if this is not your first time watching, you'll probably notice that I sound a little different. That's because I'm sick as shit, but I had an idea working on this track and I just wanted to knock it out before I forget. But before I get to that, make sure you check out the Hard Body video, make sure you check out the other Q Makes It Sound Good videos, check out Goose's covers, check out all of we do little rants where we talk about things that matter to us. It's all for you guys, and we're trying to create something really cool, so please definitely check it out. Oh man, I'm sick. But moving on, I'm working on this cover for Demigod Collective, and I was working on the guitar, and I use Guitar Rig, and it is a awesome plugin. Like, there's all these modules in it. There's EQs, filters, even like LFOs and stuff. I feel like a lot of producers don't really take advantage of what the plugin has to offer. You can really pretty much knock the whole thing out in that plugin before it even leaves, and that's going to help you on processing power and maybe even help you get a more exact tone to your guitar if you're trying to like reduce throw a high pass on it before it hits the reverb inside the plugin or something like that. So that's what I'm doing today. I will only be playing the guitar because I want the cover to be a secret. I'm going to be releasing it soon, and yeah, you will absolutely never guess it from what I'll be playing today. But you're welcome to try in the comments. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys. So here we are. Got our little project open. Sorted out an audio file so that we can check this all out. So here's the situation. JP sent me this guitar, recorded on a humbucking telly. It's got a bit of twang to it, and I want to transform it into something that fits the context of this cover. Now, this cover has some electronic influences. You'll hear it in the kick and the ambient piano being used. So I couldn't just kind of go for that like fat Paisley style country tone, because in this context that would not have quite worked out like we'd hoped. So moving on, let's check out what we started with. So I believe this was played in an open tuning, actually, just some trivia for you. So I did a little quantizing just because the drum kit is super exacting, and that kind of helped this gel with the mix a little better. You'll notice I leave the warp mode on complex because unless you're doing drums, there's really no need to, or if you're doing it more aggressive. But this was all very subtle. Like, obviously JP plays pretty in time. So now we've got that. You can see here the aggressive transient or fishtails. So with that in mind, let's get our guitar rig going. Well, first let me talk about what I was thinking when I built this. So back in the day, you would set up these guitar rigs where you would record it in the studio, and then they'd have reverb pan one way, dry in the other, and that was kind of how you created the stereo interest back then. Slightly more limited resource. So because this riff kind of reminds me of that era, kind of, I guess, how I perceive country music or that old Western theme, I wanted to imbue that into this mix. So the first thing I did was a Samp compressor, which obviously is emulating probably a Boss compressor, like the CS3 or something, into a Tweed style Fender type emulation. Let's hear what that all sounds like when I kick this on. Right, got some of that grit. You'll see that I added some air to kind of give it a bit of distance. I didn't want it coming across too dry. Moving on, I'm just gonna start introducing modulation effects. So I add a compressor, which makes the output more consistent, which is gonna be important moving into these other plugins. This EQ I used to kind of clear out the frequencies that I felt were offending the drums and the voice the most. Now we're coming into our first modulation effect, our stereo tune. This is going to add a little width, and this before the reverb is going to be especially cool. And now you're going to notice something. I'm adding this high pass. Now you're probably feeling at this point this is starting to get super tinny. Now, the thing about guitar is it's a full spectrum instrument, even though it is pretty high in its note playability. This mix already has a kick, like I talked about earlier, the kick, the ambient piano, and I'm actually on the vocal. I have a deeper voice, even when I'm not sick like this, and something's got to give. So I chose the guitar for this instance. Moving on, we got our split. From here, we've got reverb and tremolo. But before I show you all that, let's isolate them both. So here's the tremolo effect by itself, just ring mod. I EQ'd some of the higher frequencies out because it's drier. Kind of help it play nice with everything else. All right, you can dig it, right? So that's our guitar tone there. Now let's check out the Studio Reverb plugin. And that's just pure reverb. Well, not 100% wet, but definitely a lot wetter. And then I blended them like this. That's gonna give you that's the final tone. I did do a little mid-side EQing. I wanted to EQ out the low frequencies in a stereo image because I felt like they weren't necessary. So I did do that. I don't believe Guitar Rig offers something like that. If they do, just say something in the comments. I would love to incorporate that into everything I work on. All right, there you have it. Hopefully this kind of opened your eyes to the way Guitar Rig can be so much more than just like an amp emulator. You go into components here and they even got it broken down by amplifiers, cabinets, delays, distortions, EQs, modulation. You can even use like the tools here, and you can affect other things with other things. And it is a very, very cool and thorough base of effects. I don't feel like it gets enough credit. All right, well, that's it for today. If you guys dug this, please like, please subscribe, definitely say something in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time on Q Makes It Sound Good.